Testing. All right. You can cut out that other.
Hey, yo, AIM. Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, see y'all from Texas, where we sit riding swangers and put diamonds in our neck.
What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon to everybody. I know this is a strange time to have a show, but we are here today. I'm your boy, Doc Holliday. This is HBCU Tonight in conjunction with HBC Overdrive. Make sure that you like the stream, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell to get everything HBC Overdrive. But for now, y'all already know what we're here for, and I brought her in. She is not new to the show. She is true to the show. I got Coach Dawn Thornton from Alabama A&M women's basketball with us. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Come on. You know what? Technology just sucks sometimes. Anyway, we're going to try to see if we can get her back on. Hold on. Okay. I'll go back on. But, excuse me. I hope everybody's having a good day, having a good afternoon. While we wait on for that, we're going to go ahead. We're going to talk about some more basketball. CIAA just starting the tournament. And here we go. All right. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. How you feeling, Doc? What's up?
I'm here. I'm here in my supposedly man cave in my room. So, but
I like that. I'm in my she shed, so I get it. I'm with you.
So how's it going? How you feeling with the season going on right now?
I'm excited. Everything has been really, really good. God is amazing, and everything is just kind of falling into place. So I'm really excited right now.
You sitting at 14-1 in conference, 18-9 overall for the season. What are some things that you see from this season that you saw at the beginning of the season that you feel like this season was going to be the one for you?
Honestly, when we put this roster together back this summer and in spring, we knew the pieces that what we needed to have, having depth at the 5, having a solid point guard, and really getting some 3-level scores in. We checked all of those boxes of what we needed to do with recruiting. The one thing that I can honestly say, a lot of coaches probably feel the same way. The portal has been really good to us. And because of the portal, we're able to specifically go out and get what we need. And I thought that we did a really good job of doing that in the off season last year.
Okay. And last season you did end up winning 21 games. That's the first in school history. But you had some people that you had some some ladies that you were very familiar with when you was at Pine Bluff. With Karai Bennett and kind of moved over there with you last season, and you still got the bulk of those players for this season. Just tell me about each individual one that came over with you from Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Those kids are near and dear to my heart. Karaya Beck, Kayla Walker, Moses Davenport, Courtney Rittenberry. I've had an opportunity to coach those kids 3 years or longer, and so we really and truly have a really great relationship with each other. They trust me, I trust them, and I'm really just proud of their overall growth and development. I think that they have helped the transition from every team that we get. You know, we had coming here with a brand new team last year, reloading and bringing a new team in this year. They've helped absorb a lot of what those stresses look like for coaches as you're trying to build culture and lay a foundation in a program. And so it was a really smooth transition when you have that as your core.
Okay. What about this season? And we're gonna talk about the streak that you got going on right now. 14 games. You haven't lost a game in conference play since early January. But 14 games in a row. About that streak, what are some things about the streak that you tell your kids, like, hey, if you want to continue to keep going, to continue this streak, we have to, we got to do this and we have to do that.
We just take it one game at a time. The focus every day in practice, every week. We play every Thursday and every Saturday. And going into the game, the message is the same message no matter who we play. Just win the game, right? We just got to go 1-0, and that's the most important thing. We understand what the ultimate goal is. This season, we sought after and set individual goals as a team, stating that we wanted to be within reach to win a regular season championship. We want to be able to win a tournament championship. So we're excited about just having an opportunity to be at the table to be able to do things like that.
Okay. And you have 3 games left in the season. And one of those games is against the rival, what the kids call the Ops at Alabama State. What are the things that, as far as with Alabama State, you see with them that you think you can take advantage of in that game?
Alabama State is one of the toughest basketball programs on the women's side that we've seen this year. They are just relentless in their efforts of trying to find a way to pull out a win. And I know that it's going to be a very, very, very competitive game on Saturday. We expect them to be prepared. Janetta and I are good dear friends, and she's done a phenomenal job of really and truly getting those kids to play in conference. I mean, I think starting off, they kind of started off on a little rocky slate, but they found their rhythm, and we have to make sure that we're prepared and doing the things that we love to do, that we know to do, so we can continue to keep the main thing, and that's just win the game.
A lot of people don't talk about this, and they don't talk about, but the coaches in the conference, yourself, the coach that you did replace at Alabama A&M, and Coach Richards over at Jackson State. You got Coach Lee, who took over your old position at Pine Bluff, who's doing a great job. And also you look at Coach Simmons at Grambling, another lady, Coach Skeet at Texas Southern, and Coach Hades, that you can kind of pick the brain from. And like, what do they tell you as far as trying to achieve your goal and stuff, as far as being a head coach?
Let me tell you, you just named 5 of the dopest Black female Division I head coaches in the country that don't get enough recognition for the efforts and for the things that they do. It's not easy coaching a group of young individuals, and understanding that every day our job is based off of performance, right? But who those women are as individuals, as I know them all, right? They are great, 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 great people. And I think that when you have those type of people in this conference, these type of young women in this conference, you'll continue to have success and a lot of camaraderie in our league. It's hard because I think when Jeanette and I were rivalries at Texas Southern and at Prairie View, we really didn't understand how to become friends with each other. We didn't understand what that looks like because everything is so competitive. But as you get older, you really and truly start to admire people for their craft and for their art and for what they do. And so, for Coach Leak to come in behind me, for Margaret to go in behind Tamika Reed, there's just been a lot of there have been big shoes to fill for everybody, and even for me, coming in to Alabama A&M behind Margaret, and Janetta going in behind a legend, Frida Jackson. Those are big shoes to fill, and those jobs are never easy. So just want to give them their flowers, as say that those type of relationships that we have with each other. But we talk, a lot of us talk from time to time. Coach Leak and I talk all the time. Janetta and I talk all the time. And I'm just thankful to be able to have them as a vessel connected to me as I continue to do what I love to do.
Okay, and of course, it's not to say that there's success on the men's side with Coach Jackson leading men over there. Do y'all have some type of I guess competition with each other when it comes to like, well, I'm gonna win the SWAC first, or you gonna win the SWAC first, or just anything like that to try to get the men motivated and they see what you're doing over there with the women?
I stay in my own lane. I've created a lane for myself at A&M. My team is really, really excited and pumped up. But, when Coach Jackson got to A&M, I was really excited about his energy and what he represents as a Black man, as a leader, as a mentor. And that's Tay. That's big bro Tay to me. And Tay is always one phone call away. Anything that I wanted to do, it's the relationship is great. It's never a problem. I know when we came back from the Christmas break one time, I went over about 20 minutes, and he like, hey. And so, once we always have been really, really dear friends with each other, and he's done a phenomenal job coming in this season, and I'm excited about what he's about to do as well, because Tavy, he on one. So I know that it's going to be some great basketball that's going to be played coming in March with him and his program.
Okay. We all know that your husband is still he's still on coaching football. Big Fed still coaching over at he's at Tennessee State right now.
My son's father is the defensive coordinator at Tennessee State University. Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it's still some distance a little bit, but at the same time, I know y'all push each other to be the best at what y'all do. It's especially just being in the job of as being a coach, because there's a lot of moving and shaking around whenever you become a coach, because you never know if it's gonna be it or we gonna stay here for a while. But man, let's go ahead and talk about it, because you've been featured on everything. Your name has been in on the Twitter Spaces, on Facebook, even on the TV commercials. Because I haven't seen the video of the the Dodge. What was that? A Dodge dealership giving you a Dodge Ram, big boy stuff. Tell us about that. Like, tell us about how did a dealership from Indiana, of all the places, how did they hook up with you as far as that?
Well, the actual company reached out to, they have a talent search firm that finds specific talents based off of what the needs and what they're looking for. So, they were honoring someone for Black History Month. They were looking for obviously an African American male or female for Black History Month, and really and truly wanted to do something different because women in sports is evolving so much. And so they actually just kind of reached out to me in my sent me an email, found my email address, sent me one, and they were like, let's make this happen in 2 weeks. But there was a snowstorm, the ice storm that came in the beginning of January. Right. So we had to postpone it. But it was really, really dope. I didn't know that it was going to be as big as it was. And then I just showed up. When I showed up there, and we were going through all the logistics and the specs and all the other things and looking at the run of the show. And that was an all-day 8-hour shoot for that commercial. And it was just so dope just to be a part of that. And I'm just thankful for that opportunity. It was really amazing.
Okay. Well, we always talk about we get on here, you get on here, we talk about the fashion. That's what drive people to see, other than you on being on the sideline and yelling and screaming and pointing and doing theatrics. Is looking forward to when they see you on the sideline. I wish I could have got some more pictures. I wish I could have got some pictures from this season. I ain't getting enough time, but Jet, like, tell folks that doesn't know who you are, that doesn't know about you, tell them about how you put together your pieces, when it's time for you to go coach.
Well, I won't take all the credit for that. I have 2 stylists. My main stylist that pretty much styles me on game day is Tanya Pugh Johnson from 16 Cross Pearson, located in Birmingham, Alabama. And she curates a lot of looks, a lot of different styles that I've been able to rock on the sideline. My mantra as far as what fashion looks like, to me, is you got to give the people what they didn't know that they need, right? So a lot of times that things that I will wear, things that I will put on, it's not what the normal person would wear. I mean, I just kind of stay in my own lane. I want to feel good, and I felt like the more confidence that I have when I'm wearing clothes. I think, like, as a Black woman growing up, right? You just told me you have daughters. That's a real thing for us to put on clothes, to transform into to feel empowered, right? Because the world always views us in a certain type of way anyway. We have this stigma about us anyway, but being able to put on clothes and get and put on makeup and just get dolled up to just be you and your unapologetic, authentic self. I just enjoy what that feels like. I embody that, and I want my players to feel the same way when they're lacing up their shoes. And they be like, Coach, can I get some? Can you got some eyelashes? Coach, you got some lip gloss? Coach, you got, So it's just it's a great relationship that I have with them, and we really enjoy that, and they enjoy me putting it on too.
Okay. So we got somebody here representing Callaway.
Callaway High School, 601 Beasley Road in the building. I need that DJ thing. When the DJs be hitting the NASCAR sound.
Oh, man. I tell my daughter, I tell my youngest daughter when she go out there, she do her mileage show. I don't care where it's at. Your daddy gonna be in the building with his camera in tow you gonna be center, you're gonna be center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell her, like, this is whatever you want to do. This is, go out there and do it. Don't half it. Don't have. I tell her, don't half ass. I'm sorry. we don't do the half. We don't do the half thing. You go out there, you give 110%. It's just like if you was playing any type of sport. Me and her mother, we are her biggest cheerleaders. And I also kind of told her about you. I was like, don't feel bad. You see this lady right here? She out there coaching basketball, and she out there looking good. She making the game look good when she coach out there on, be on the court on the sideline. And so she just taking and she run with it.
Well, that's good that you're pouring into her for her to have that type of confidence now, because I really didn't have that growing up. So just to be able to have that, that's a real thing. When I was growing up, it was just you're gonna play basketball. You're gonna play
Right.
basketball, and that was my only focus in growing up, and nothing was wrong with that. I thought that that was a great life for me. It taught me discipline. It taught me teamwork. It taught me the definition of hard work, and so accountability, right? I'm thankful for that. But that's a good thing that you're pouring that into her now. She'll remember that as she gets older. Always, she'll always remember how your daddy made you feel.
Let's tell that. I tell her that. Like, don't go out. You're gonna go do this. You do it 110% and be your original self. Be your authentic self. You're gonna be goofy. Be goofy. Sure. That's hey. Yeah, at one point in time when I was younger, your daddy was goofy, but then she'll look at me like, "Oh, you're old, daddy." she's either gray on my chin and everything. Like, don't get it twisted, because I like your daddy looked good when he was in high school. So
let him know. Let him know. Yeah, let him know. Let him know.
But you got something that you could do that probably will hasn't been done at Alabama A&M. I think this would be, if you win on Saturday, y'all will have a share of the conference regular season championship. And I don't see anybody. I really do not see anybody catching up with y'all no time soon. You also end the season. You end your seasons with Grambling. And you also have Southern at the end of the season. What about that Southern team that with Coach Funches that you feel like you can try to exploit in that game right there?
Coach Funches and Coach Gilbert too. That's the guy. Those are godfathers of the swag, right? That's awesome, right? But Coach Funches has been around even when I was a player. When I played at Jackson State, he was at Southern. And so as long as I can remember, the brand of basketball that Southern plays is top tier. They're a championship type program, and he's done a phenomenal job of taking on and falling in the shoes of Sandy Pugh when Sandy left, right? And so for him to be able to do all the things that he's going to do and pouring into those young women, and they play as hard as they do. Playing Southern is never easy, and I know every team in this conference feels the same exact way when you have Southern on your schedule. But honestly, I thought that was a really great game. We did a really good job. I think defensively, we just kind of locked in those last 2 minutes and was able to pull the game out. But it was a very, very, very competitive game. So I'm excited about how anxious they'll be when they get back here to Huntsville and what that's going to feel like to play them in front of our crowd, because Southern does have the largest attendance on the women's side. They're number one in the conference for attendance. And so just being able to have them and host them here in Huntsville, that's going to feel good too, because we're going to try to pack the EC for the last game of the season as well.
All right. And right before we roll up out of here, as far as, because going into the tournament, I know you're going to get a bye. I don't know how they're going to do it this season as far as with the tournament goes, with the tournament brackets. Going in as the number one seed, more likely you'll probably get a bye or probably a double bye. What are the things you want to tell your team as far as trying not to be complacent when it comes to having that bye and being ready when it's time for the ball to tip off?
We're not focused on that at all. We got 3 games before we can get there. So we don't really know when we're going to play, right? We don't know what time we're going to play. I know we're going to play at 2:00 on this Saturday in Huntsville, Alabama, at the EC on campus versus Alabama State. And for the tournament, I think it's really important, even for me. I don't really like to look ahead. Every year as a coach, I'm kind of like, okay, we may fall here, we may play here, we may do this, we may do this. I peeked at it, honestly, last week for the first time, and it was so many different variables because of the play-in game. Now that all 12 teams get to go. My biggest concern is just to be focused on the next game. And so once we conclude the season and we play Southern, then I will actually look to see what that's going to look like. But to be honest with you, I really won't jinx myself to do it before then. I don't know. I would love to be able to go into the SWAC tournament as the number one seed. However, we still have to take care of business in order to do that. And so we just got to continue to stay focused because, things could change after a game on any given day. So we want to make sure we can keep the main thing the main thing.
Okay, I got a question from Mr. Emmett. He asked, what did you see during the out-of-conference play that you needed to change the defense going into SWAC conference play?
Well, actually, defensively, we were a deny elbow in the passing lane type team in the preseason. And you don't see a lot of athleticism. You see a lot of skill set. You don't see a lot of athleticism. Some schools you play in the preseason, you'll see both. But, the way that we played as far as denying, passes and not allowing teams to get set up in their offense was what we did in the preseason. We also played that way versus Mississippi Valley. But when I talk to Coach Bree, is my defense. I have a defensive coordinator, an offensive coordinator, and a special team coordinator on my staff, right? And so talking to my DC, really and truly just like, okay, listen, and her and I have been together for a long time. So all the defense that I've ever ran before, she knows them. She's taught me some things. We're really and truly one and the same. And while the game was going on, I remember turning around to Coach Bree and I was like, nope, we can't do this. We will not do this versus Pine Bluff. And so we immediately we tried to get out of it as best as we possibly could, right? But we immediately went back to the drawing board and was like, look, we're not going to do this. We're going to do this. And we had already shown it in the preseason. We practiced it in the preseason. And so, our whole complete defensive package is things that we worked on in the summer. Last year when we brought our new team in, since May to July, we didn't work on anything offensively. We only worked on our defense. So just change that from where we were in the beginning. And I'm not going to give you all the secrets because, I don't know, the trolls may be watching, right? I don't know, right? but the way that we played versus Valley, we changed it, Emmett, the next day, and we're on a 14-game winning streak since we've done that. That's the only thing that I can say.
Okay. Somebody said, what did you see that made you play that way against Valley? And another person asked, play that special team coordinator role.
So, Valley was a very ultra athletic team. They're fast. In the preseason, we pressed a lot of teams. We pressed a lot of teams in the preseason because we were so athletic. But I went into the game ready to play Mississippi Valley, thinking in my mind as the head coach, taking complete accountability. I want to press Valley for 40 minutes. I want to go in the conference thinking that we can press everybody in conference just as we did in the preseason. And it sped us up and we couldn't really get into the flow of what we needed to do. So those who have watched us, we don't really press a whole lot. Sometimes we may show it a little bit, we may not. So we kind of went away from that and just settled in. And my special teams coordinator, right? That's like what, jump ball, that's like baseline out of bounds, that's like sideline out of bounds, certain things like that. So, you know, I think I like it. My staff likes it. It keeps everything kind of fun and exciting too. And then that way I know exactly they are head coaches of their area. So if I feel like we need to do something differently for our baseline out of bounds, I go talk to Coach E and like, E, what you got? I need to see boom, boom, boom. And then she brings it to the table and then I say yay or nay. And most of the time it's yay because they are head coaches in their area and they know what they're doing. So I'm just excited about having them on my staff because the kids really respect them and they love them and they trust them in their craft.
And the thing about it is too that what I see on Twitter and everything, that those girls love you. they well, what's the old saying? Old people say, well, they love the draws off of you, but they love you as a coach, but I think they also see you as more of a mother figure to them. Just tell them about how, just the team and the enthusiasm that you see about your team.
Well, I'm a player's coach, so I've flown to LaGrange, Georgia, just to sit with a high school kid to go and get her meningitis shot that she had to have for to go to college. I've flown to LA to go sit at a memorial with one of my players when her grandmother passed. I pull up to the graduation. I pull up to the family reunion. Um, you know, um, I pull up to the graduation parties. I'm everywhere that I had a kid. I had a player to get pregnant on me during basketball season. And I still made sure I cooked a hot meal for her while she was in the hospital on bed rest, eating 3 days a week. And I take her food to her and her daughter's father 3 times a week. And when there was no place for me to sit down, I lay in the bed and sit in the bed next to her. So it's just, I don't think that there's a person that loves these kids more than outside of their families than who I am as a coach. Because I understand that if it was not for them, then I would have no role. I would have no job. I would have no career. So it's not a transactional thing for me. It's not like I bring you here and you're supposed to produce X, Y, and Z. No, I bring you here so you could be a part of my family, so you can be an extension of me, so you can always and forever pick up the phone and have somebody that's gonna have your back. And that's just kind of how I've always coached. That's how I've always been. I don't think that I had those type of relationships with my coaches when I played college basketball. And I really and truly wanted to because I looked up to my coaches. But they just, they were there to do a job. And nothing is wrong with that, but that's just kind of what they did. And I just wanted to be everything different than that. And they respond very well because they know when we hang up the phone with each other, I love you. We say I love you. We hug each other, we check on each other. What's up? You good? I talk to parents all the time. I pick up the phone and talk to parents. So we're a family. This is bigger than basketball. This is not just about basketball. So I'm just thankful that God has given me an opportunity to be a role model in each one of their lives.
Okay. I know a lot of people talk about this, the NIL, with NIL for portal. What's your thoughts about that? And how do you feel, about transfer portal NIL deal?
Well, the portal is always good to me. I'm so excited about having an opportunity to always be able. As soon as season over, my staff know we're gonna boo, 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 y'all need to put boo, 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 boo. So the portal is really, really good to us. NIL money is great. Dr. Bryant, my AD, has done a phenomenal job of taking care of this women's basketball program. And I think you get able to see that with the type of talent that we have. So just shout out to him for continuing to believe in this program and everything that we do. So we're fortunate enough to have a great number to where we can provide NIL monies to our women's program, to our women's players. And so I'm excited about that. I don't want to share too much. I don't want nobody from, nowhere else in the conference. They're like, well, she said they getting, we getting what we getting, and it's good. And the getting is good.
All right. Last but not least, you got that call from Coach Staley over at South Carolina about
what?
Playing each other.
They wanted us to come there. If it wasn't last season, it may have been the season before last. I know Coach Law reached out. And I would love to. I would love to be able to take my team to South Carolina. But I think right now where we are at Alabama A&M, we're in a place right now where we can host a Power 5 school, as we have done for these last 2 years, every year. And I think it's important that the P4 schools commit to that. We don't live in a day and age anymore where, you just got to feel like we got to just pull up to your house and just play you at your house. And we got to go and get money just to keep the lights on. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
And we're in a really good place. And yeah, we're in a good place financially. We've done a really great job as far as creating an atmosphere that a lot of programs, a lot of teams would love to be a part of. Our band, and just being able to put that HBCU culture on a stage is something that I think that a lot of P4 schools want to see now. That was something that Yolette wanted to show with her team, was like, look, I want y'all to come here and get a feel of the band and see what that looks like and all of those things. So I've just had an opportunity I'm waiting. I did send a text message out a few weeks ago. So, I think I said South Carolina, we'd love to host you. We would love to be able to bring Coach Staley to Huntsville. So I'm working on that. That's on my bucket list. So I'm gonna get that done.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna get that done.
Because
get that done.
Yeah, because she did. I think this season she did go up to Coppin State. She played Coppin State at their house. I know somebody just put out there Auburn with Coach Vickers, who's a first-year head coach.
We reached out to Auburn. Yeah, Auburn. Emmett calling for me. I reached out to him. Everybody don't want to pull up to your set. I reached out to him. And tell him I say hit me about. We love the host. We love the host.
All right, but hey, look, you already know you family on this show. You always come through. Just the back and forth. I'm glad I did get the chance to interview you today, because I ain't know when I'm gonna start my new job and stuff like that. I was like, you know what, man, we got to do something. So I'm glad I reached out to you, and hey, we always get it done as always.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me, though. I really do.
Oh, you got to see, and now look, I'm seeing behind you. You got two of my favorite players behind you. You got that Dirk, and you got Penny.
I got Penny. I got Lamar Odom. We got Dirk. We got Jerry Rice. We got Walter Payton. We got Tracy McGrady. Like we good. We got Larry Johnson. We good.
I like Penny because I love Penny in his game when he was at University of Memphis, and then of course when he with the Magic, and then with Dirk because I'm from Dallas. So,
gotcha.
So that I call him my GOAT, because look, I sat 21 seasons watching this dude, and he doing it all, almost all by himself.
I love Dirk. I love Dirk. Love Dirk. Dirk got a nice little jump shot from the high post and a good little mid-range game. Dirk, yeah, that was my dude.
Oh yeah. But I appreciate you for coming on as always. We're gonna tune in on Thursday. Is it Thursday or Saturday? It's Saturday.
We play Saturday. Yep.
Play Saturday against Alabama State. And I think that game should be on SWAC TV. SWAC TV has been a godsend for us.
Let me tell you, those games be popping on SWAC TV. You can go back and watch them. Shout out to the conference for locking that down. It has been amazing. Amazing. It's been everything. I love it.
All right. And we shall see you down the line in the conference tournament in the next couple of weeks. And good luck to you and to the Lady Bulldogs, Alabama A&M. And we'll get back on here. We're going to get back on here again during the off season.
Well, I surely appreciate it. Us all love. Thank y'all so much for having me. Doc, anytime you need me, pick up the phone and call me. I got you.
All right. I got to send it because I got a new number, so I'm gonna send it to you when I text when we get off of here.
Perfect. That works.
All right. You have a good one, Coach.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. All right. Look, we'll be right back. Be right back.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shout outs on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
Okay, we are back. Look, I don't know what's up. My internet is running slow. But anyway, man, look. Before we get into it, look, I'm gonna need some help. Okay. Now I start my job actually on Thursday. I started on Thursday. So being out for 3 weeks and haven't gotten unemployment yet, haven't gotten it yet. I need help. And I'm reaching out to my family to help me out so I can get some things in the house and make sure that I'm good and I'm straight. So it sucks, because you gotta wait on this and wait on that and sign this and sign that, and it's irritating. It's irritating, but I wouldn't ask anybody. I wouldn't, put myself out there and asking about it, for this, just to help out until I get everything going. Nah, you good, man. I have to get everything squared away. But also another thing that I had to talk about. Went to the doctor yesterday. So I did my follow-up. I always, when I do my physical, and went in. Physical was good. I did that last month, but I went to my doctor yesterday and just did a follow-up. But doctor put me on another medicine. And it's for my cholesterol. So she's seen a little spike in my cholesterol from my blood work last time when I went there. And I was like, you know what? It probably went up because I try to take care of myself, but working at night is somewhat strenuous a little bit. So I gotta take better care of myself. I also got my water, so gotta stay hydrated, drink water and stuff like that. But getting news that because of my high blood pressure, my kidneys are working in overtime, and my kidney functions are kind of going down a little bit. The number is going down, so I got to keep my numbers up. So that's what's been going on with me and everything, and it's I got to take care of myself. I got to take better care of myself when it comes down to it. That's all I can really. That's all I can really say is just take better care of myself. And this is just years and years of, I wouldn't call it neglect, but not seeing the signs and waiting until it was too late to see, all the red, the red flags and stuff like that. So we gonna talk. I'm gonna get myself back into some shape. I've been doing my talking to my doctor as far as my therapy is with my mental health. So that's still a priority. And just trying to to shake back and get myself back right. That's all I'm worried about doing, and still being a father out there and stuff like that. And still continue to bring all the dope interviews and the fire shows that we do all the time, and that I do all the time, and being there with my guys over at Fat Mouth Sports and doing my photo shoot, doing my photo photography thing and stuff like that. So that way I could be here longer. Because I don't want to be in my 50s on dialysis. I ain't trying to have that. I ain't trying to do that. But yeah, I've been, just going through job change, not having no type of income coming in for the last 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks. It's a burden, and I want, like I said, I wouldn't ask for help, but I need a little bit of help so I can get stuff in and make sure that I can maintain some form of normality in my household. But if you feel like it, you can always go through PayPal or Cash App. But you know, it's life, and that's all I can tell. That's all I can really say anything about. But it's that's life. But let's go ahead and move from that. We had 2 games last night. They were both at Mississippi Valley. Valley's women took L 21-point loss to Grambling, 83-62. That's the men, but on the women's side, it was even worse. A 25-point loss to Grambling, 84-59. On the men's side, that drops them back to a 1-game losing streak, and on the women's side, that kind of puts Valley at, I wouldn't say at a disadvantage, but when you think about it, they're going to have to play some. They'll have to play some games. Probably have to do 4 games in 5 days, which is kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to do. But Valley has to where they can finish the season. Valley has it to where they can finish the season with 9 wins on the women's side and try to get themselves into the conference tournament on a little, they want to be on a little hot streak, but it's going to be hard because the last 3 games they have Pine Bluff. They have Pine Bluff on the road, and the last 2 games they'll be on the road at Alcorn, and then next for the men's side, they have to run the gauntlet. They have to run the gauntlet for the conference tournament. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They have to run the gauntlet in order for them to even sniff a conference tournament title and an NCAA tournament bid. But when you look at it on the women's side again, we just talked about this. Alabama A&M with sitting at 14-1, sitting at 14-1 in conference play. Alcorn and Alabama State sitting at 11 with 11 wins. Southern sitting at with 10. Even if let's just say if A&M takes a loss in either one of the 3 games, the last 3 games, they are still guaranteed that they will win the conference, the regular season. If they win on Saturday against Alabama State, they win. They are the regular season champions for the conference, guaranteeing them a number 1 spot in the SWAC tournament in 2 weeks, and guarantees that really nobody won't be able to catch them as far as tying for the regular season or outright overtaking them for the regular season. The only way they can do that is if they lose their last 3 games of the season. Alcorn can actually overtake Alabama A&M, but I think as far as with tiebreaker, tiebreaker. If that happens, Alabama A&M will still be regular season champs. Same thing with Alabama State, which they are half game behind Alcorn in the standings, and Southern can only finish no better than second place in the conference. You also have Pine Bluff sitting at 8-7, Jackson State and Grambling sitting at 7-7. So trying to win the last 3 games of the season. Actually, it would be 4. Win the last 4 games of the season for Jackson State and Grambling because of them, they play 18 games in the conference. Jackson State can finish off the season. It depends on how they finish off, but they can finish off the season with a over 500 record in conference play. And this is on the women's side. On the men's side, of course, Bethune-Cookman has the lead sitting at 12-3. Sitting at 12-3 right now in the standings. And they also have, if I'm not mistaken, they also have 2 games. They have 3 games left for the season, and then the season at FAMU on March 5th. Looking at standings, Southern and Alabama A&M and Pine Bluff can finish no better than second place. What's up, my guy Ray Rogers? What's happening, man? They can finish no more than second place in the conference. But other than that, man, basketball is heating up. This is the time of the year where it heats up, and especially going into the conference play, conference tournament. It really is going to heat up. Yeah, you'll really see the contenders and the pretenders on both sides of the bracket. But other than that, man, we're going to go ahead and get off this thing right here. I'm going to go ahead and eat my lunch. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. If you haven't watched it, you can always go back and watch it. You can always go back and view it. Also, you can share this with everybody. For all my folks that's at Alabama A&M, make sure that you share with your classmates, with the alums, and just student body. I even share it with Dr. Brian. Dr. Brian is a good dude, man. But other than that, man, we gonna be out of here. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Hug your loved ones. Love on your loved ones. Check on your strong friends. And check on everybody's mental. Crash out on your kids and beat them out the penitentiary. And in the words of my man, Lord Jamal, punch a Nazi and fuck Donald Trump. We out this thing. Gonna see y'all tonight. I'll be on tonight with Fat Mouth Sports with strike season. We got a fun show to watch over there tonight. So make sure y'all make your way over there. As always, y'all be easy.